Please help my mom and dad and my brother and my animals, please.
A video message Jeff Chapman recorded in case he didn't make it.
I just can't get it out of my mind. I cannot get it out of my mind.
Chapman was getting ready for dinner with his parents when they spotted smoke. Minutes later, fire was all around them.
I finally got one little spot fire out, and then this one started, and now our shed's on fire. The shed went up, and then there's a big tree above our house, and it candled. As soon as that candled, the whole house went up. Like the time I knew that I seen smoke and knew there was trouble, I don't even think it was 10 minutes.
And by that point, he says, they were surrounded. His parents, including his father, who had trouble walking, wouldn't get far, he realized, so he got them to take shelter in a recently dug trench.
I was always told, get down low as you can. I said, Mom, get down. And she went down in. My dad come out, and he says, where's your mom? He's down in the hole, and everything's just going right up. So my dad went down in there, and there just happened to be a piece of tin or something there, and I slid it over, and I almost went in with them. I hesitated, and I was not in the room. I pulled the piece of sheet over, and I ran.
The only spot he could think of that wouldn't burn was the gravel on the nearby railway tracks. He lay there for 45 minutes waiting out the fire.
I went back up to the house, and I was yelling and screaming for my mom. I yelled and screamed, Mom, Dad, and I came up and I seen what was left of my mom.
He says a power line had come down on them. When he realized there was nothing he could do, he got in his truck and fled.
We just trying to save what we worked our whole life for. You know, we're just trying to save what we worked for to have. You know, it might not have been the best, but it was home.
He is still waiting for authorities to find his parents.
They've been there for 2 days. You know, I know the fires are still burning around, but how hard can it be to go in and, you know, it's not like we don't know where they are.
The coroner's office says it has spoken to Chapman, but it's not safe to enter the village.
There's a lot of potential hazards there at the moment, dangerous chemicals, gases in particular, so it is definitely not a safe site at this time.
They're still laying out there, and that's the hardest part, knowing that.
He says he's speaking out because he wants people to understand the human toll that these fires are taking. And while he doesn't want to blame anyone and knows that that day there was very little to prevent what happened, he does want to know if perhaps before that something could have been done to prevent it. He also wants to know the cause. For other families, they still have questions. They don't know where their loved ones are. For others, like the woman I spoke to yesterday, she was able to find her loved ones. But you can see behind me some of the conditions they say are preventing them from going in. You can see the plumes of smoke still billowing behind me. The wind is still here with their helicopters coming up and down, trying to drop water on these very difficult conditions. Ian?
Thanks, Susanna.